I think this is an interesting issue to me because everybody sort of approaches it from a partisan lens, and I think it raises a lot of other big issues. I think for me, there's three big points in this. First, it's totally confusing to me. Here's a guy that we would have sent and risked his life in order to kill or capture these saved 5 men, but in order to get him back, we're willing to give him back to the enemy at a time when we're in the midst of a war, in the midst of a conflict with a very fragmented and diffuse enemy, and we're releasing 5 of them into combat. The second big issue is this raises all kind of concerns of, first, why were we in Iraq and Afghanistan to begin with, and why we're risking our men and women's lives in those wars that seem to have no real outcome on it? And second, as Byron Pitts would, here we have Guantanamo Bay, which is there's all kinds of human rights signals and human rights violations in the middle of this. So these prisoners have seen no justice, no fair process, and they're not even appealed in the Geneva Convention. And finally, 3, and from a political perspective on this, the White House administration has totally mismanaged this. The president and Susan Rice stood up there like this was Saving Pvt Ryan, and it turns out it's the gang that couldn't shoot straight. And when we have that situation, the president he should have never stood up there with those parents when he knew that the information about this soldier was going to come out.
And that's what I want